The question is, did all mankind fall in Adam's first disobedience? In other words, when Adam sinned against God in the Garden of Eden, do we all therefore fall with him and sin together with him? All right, so let's answer this question. So the question boils down to the word covenant. You know, when God created Adam and Eve, God made a covenant of life with Adam, or covenant of obedience. God promised to give him life, eternal life, if he perfectly obeyed God, which is within his capability at that time. We don't have it anymore, but he did. But he lost it because the covenant of life, if only valid if he perfectly obeyed, okay, which we know he failed, and therefore the whole thing collapsed. But what happened to that? Since the covenant, to answer, did all mankind fall in Adam's first disobedience? Well, the answer is since the covenant was made not only for Adam but also for his natural descendants, for his natural descendants. All mankind sinned in him. All mankind sinned in him and fell with him in his first obedience. Okay, so the covenant was made not only for Adam but also for his natural descendants. All mankind sinned in him. Therefore, all mankind sinned in him and fell with him in his first disobedience. Now, this is very important for you to understand because we're talking about covenant in a very individualistic West like America. Our philosophy, our teaching, our culture has trained us and taught us to be very, very individualistic. So the commonly asked question is, how did I sin because of some dude sin against God? I don't know how many thousands of years ago or millions of years ago, there's the first dude, the first guy God created, and because just called Adam, just because he fell, just because he sinned against God, I am somehow fallen in sin together with him. I have no clue who he is. Well, we read about him. We have nothing to do with him. Well, we do actually. I mean, it's a very, very historical figure. World civilization started from him. So if he fell, how do I fail? So the reason is covenant. Because the covenant of God with man, which is Adam at that time, first guy, right? It's not only with him, but for his natural descendants. That's why God said, go and multiply, be fruitful. You and your descendants shall conquer the land, be fruitful, multiply, and rule over the earth. That's it, rule, R-U-L-E, rule. It's not him only. Rule means he and his descendants, you know, all of his descendants. That's the covenant of God. So if you let's look at Genesis chapter 2 or chapter 3, okay? Give me a minute. I believe it's Genesis 3, okay, Genesis 2. Okay, so so God said, you may eat from any tree, but not that tree, the tree of the fruit of this evilness, okay? But Genesis 1 actually talks about the calling of God. See, that's it. Genesis 1:27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. And God blessed them. And God said to them, be fruitful, multiply, and fill the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and everything else, okay? All right, so God said it was very good. You here means you and your children. So essentially, because of the covenant is with God and the mankind, we all we all go wrapped into it. If you look at Genesis chapter 3, all right. So God cursed. God said to the woman, you know, to Adam, because you have listened to the voice of your wife and have eaten the fruit of which I commanded you not to eat it. Cursed is the ground because of you. In pain you shall eat of it. Eat of it all. Eat of it all the days of your life. Thorns and thistles will bring forth for you. Okay, so this is a whole generational thing. It's very important for us to understand that the curse goes all the way down. As you can see that you know, this is not just talking to Adam for one generation. See, and I mean, if you look at God's conversation with Eve, to the woman he said, I will surely multiply your pain, childbearing. In pain you shall bring forth children. Your desire shall be contrary to your husband, but he shall rule over you. So it is that everything will be you and your children, you and your children. Abraham, God bless you and your children again. So, all right, so covenant runs through all of us. That's why we got hate.